Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving into what is absolutely the ultimate entry-level sport bike showdown. For years, this beginner sport bike category has been totally dominated by just a few major players. They offer solid, highly reliable, but, let's be honest, sometimes slightly predictable machines. Well, that landscape is shifting dramatically right beneath our tires. We're analyzing two incredibly exciting motorcycles vying for the crown right now: the completely revamped Kawasaki Ninja 500 SE and the radically new Aprilia RS 457. So what's the play here? Are you better off going with a proven, legendary lineage, or is it finally time to embrace a sophisticated revolution? Let's find out. Here is our roadmap for today's deep dive. We'll be covering the beginner's sport bike battle, then specs, pricing, and power, followed by ergonomics and technology. After that, we'll get into the riding experience, explore the Aprilia ecosystem, and finally deliver the final verdict. All right, Section 1, Beginner Sport Bike Battle. We are officially pitting the known quantity of the Kawasaki Ninja against the brand spanking new Aprilia RS 457. Okay, let's really get into this. On one side of the ring, we have the Ninja 500 SE. Think of this bike as the ultimate refinement of a legendary lineage. It's an evolution of the wildly successful Ninja 400 platform. It shares similar chassis bones, but it's packing a new 451cc stroked-out motor. Then on the other side, we have the Aprilia RS 457. And wow, this bike aims to completely disrupt the entry-level market with a fresh, race-winning design. It's not an evolution of anything. It is a ground-up, track-focused thoroughbred. It borrows its aggressive DNA directly from Aprilia's higher-tier super sports bikes. Moving on to Section 2, Specs, Pricing, and Power. Let's see how these two build their cases when we compare the raw numbers. Looking at the specs, it is crazy how close these two are across the board. Price-wise, the Ninja 500 SE and its 40th anniversary livery sits at $6,599. The Aprilia is just a tiny fraction higher at $6,799. And power? They are remarkably well matched. The Ninja delivers 51 horsepower, while the Aprilia pushes out a perfectly compliant 48 horsepower. The kicker? Both machines produce an identical 32 foot-pounds of torque. Even their wet weights are within just a few pounds of each other, right around that 380-pound mark. So, on paper, it's basically a dead heat. But as we know, specs don't tell the whole story. The crucial architectural difference here, the thing that really separates them, is Kawasaki's proven tubular steel frame versus Aprilia's highly sophisticated aluminum twin-spar frame. The Ninja uses a chassis that is familiar, effective, and gives you that trusted Japanese build quality. But Aprilia, they've done something completely unheard of in this beginner category. Integrating a genuine aluminum twin-spar frame dramatically alters the rigidity, the handling, and the overall feedback you get from the asphalt. It is a massive differentiator. Which brings us right into Section 3, Ergonomics and Technology. Because how a motorcycle is physically built completely dictates how it feels to pilot it. Let's talk rider experience. The Ninja 500 SE is undeniably designed for all-day, real-world comfort. You get a slightly lower, super approachable 30.9-inch seat height. The seating position is relaxed, sitting you a bit more upright, which makes it absolutely optimal for commuting or light touring. It's just a really honest, complete package. It features a practical taller windshield to block the air, a very handy USB-C connection right there in the cockpit, a clear TFT display, and a traditional, easygoing linear motor with a cable-actuated throttle. It gives riders exactly what they need, no overcomplicating things. Now, in stark contrast, the RS457 leans incredibly heavily into its racy identity. You're sitting a bit higher up at 31.5 inches, gripping wider clip-on bars that give you incredible leverage to really tip the bike into those corners. But the real game changer here is the tech suite. We are talking about a ride-by-wire electronic throttle, adjustable traction control, and 3 distinct riding modes. Honestly, features like that have been practically non-existent in this class until right now. Add in the beautiful 5-inch color TFT display and backlit handlebar controls, you've got a cockpit that feels like it belongs on a machine twice the price. Let's look at Section 4, the riding experience. How do these completely distinct engineering philosophies actually translate when you hit the twisting roads? When you swing a leg over the Ninja 500, it feels instantly, perfectly familiar. The Kawasaki chassis provides just supreme confidence right out of the gate. The power delivery from that stroker motor is completely linear. You won't find any unexpected dips or surges, just smooth, highly predictable power.
As our source so perfectly describes it, it has just this classic little parallel twin whale and gives you the exact feeling of slipping on a pair of comfortable, worn-in boots. It just works exactly the way you want it to. Meanwhile, firing up the Aprilia RS 457, that is a totally different sensory event. This bike rocks a velvety 270-degree crank parallel twin, which actually gives it the rumble and flavor of a much larger V-twin engine. This motor is all about pure emotion and visceral excitement, providing, quote, ridiculous amounts of smiles per miles. Now, it does have a slightly kinked power band, meaning a little dip in the mid-range for emissions, so it literally begs to be ridden high up in the rev range. Push past 6,500 RPM, and it rewards you with this massive surge of power that seriously makes you feel like a track hero. And the RS 457's entire vibe behaves exactly like a real dedicated sport bike. With its aggressive stance, the handling limits feel way higher than what the street actually allows you to use. That aluminum twin spar frame we talked about, it translates to razor-sharp handling straight out of the box. So while the Ninja is this perfect, highly capable all-arounder, the Aprilia is undeniably the emotional purchase. It's the bike you buy when you just want a machine that makes you giggle every single time you crack open the throttle. All right, moving into Section 5, the Aprilia ecosystem. Recognizing that RS 457 owners are going to want to customize their experience, Aprilia has rolled out a massive ecosystem of dedicated accessories. Let's dig in. Starting things off with style, Aprilia offers the highly aerodynamic Overtake full-face helmet. This thing was developed in a wind tunnel to reduce turbulence and improve your stability at high speeds. It's got a built-in sun visor, a Pinlock anti-fog insert, and even an action cam bracket. And what's really fantastic is they've designed it in two distinct white and black colorways to perfectly match the bike's aggressive factory livery. They've also teamed up with legendary gear maker Alpinistars for a line of technical apparel. They're offering riding gear that is stylish yet highly protective. We're talking the ventilated Speed Blast Airtex jacket, the Next Rival Tech hoodie for urban riding, and Burnout Tech denim jeans with aramid fiber reinforcements. It's a great way to rep the brand while ensuring you've got top-tier certified protection that still looks awesome when you hop off the bike and grab a coffee. Now for the track enthusiasts looking to extract every single ounce of performance, the catalog is seriously deep. You can upgrade with a bidirectional quick shifter, giving you those lightning-fast clutchless upshifts and downshifts. You can throw on racing brake pads for superior stopping bite, add a tire pressure monitoring system that reads right out on your TFT dash, and even plug in the Aprilia MIA platform. That connects your smartphone via Bluetooth, effectively turning the dash into a true multimedia hub. But hey, if you want to increase daily usability and turn this track weapon into a capable commuter, they've got you covered there too. You can easily snag factory options like a quick-release tank bag with a handy smartphone navigation window, comfort saddles, including a lowered option if you have a shorter inseam, an oversized top fairing for better wind protection, and even heat-formed side panniers. The versatility is definitely there. Which brings us to our final section, the final verdict. The ultimate question of which bike you should actually spend your hard-earned money on. You are fundamentally choosing between two very different design philosophies here. The Kawasaki Ninja 500 SE is your rock-solid, comfortable, and relentlessly reliable all-rounder. It gives you linear power, great everyday creature comforts like that USB port, and it fits a massive variety of rider sizes and skill sets perfectly. Conversely, the Aprilia RS 457 is a highly sophisticated, deeply emotional track weapon. Sure, it requires a bit more focus to keep it singing in its power band, and you might sacrifice a tiny bit of touring comfort, but in return, it rewards you with handling, sound, and a big bike presence that is simply unmatched in the beginner class right now. So as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with this final thought. When it comes to starting or stepping up your sport bike journey, what matters most to you? Do you stick with the tried and true, rock-solid evolution of the Kawasaki Ninja, or do you take a chance, follow your heart, and embrace the thrilling, high-tech revolution of the Aprilia RS 457? Whichever you choose, one thing is for sure. The golden age of the entry-level sport bike is undoubtedly here. Thanks so much for joining me today, and keep learning.